to manage and get people's attention. I think some people are still having their lunch, but we will proceed with our thing. I'm very delighted to welcome Indra Subba, the Lok Sabha MP of Sikkim, 36 years of age. One of the youngest we have, I think, in this. And then, of course, we have DT Lepcha, who is a veteran, Rajya Sabha MP from Sikkim. And we have got Sandeep Tambe, who's the Secretary, Science and Technology. And he sits here because he's got a very interesting project that is could have national implications. But let's start with you, Indra Subba. And take a look at Sikkim in terms of the national perspective and your experience. You're a two-time parliamentarian, I would gather, right? This is your second term. So you already got a feel of what the nation thinks of Sikkim and what you think the nation should think of Sikkim. So if you could start with some impressions as to how much would you want to change? What are the perceptions of Sikkim when you see nationally? And what would you like to change? And where do you see the center coming in to help out in some ways?
As far as the Sikkim's position in the national perspective is concerned, that I believe that Sikkim, as rightly said by Honorable Chief Minister, that Sikkim is one of the most integrated state of India. So with different communities having a diverse ethnic diversity within a very small area in a landlocked Himalayan state, bordering 3 international countries, one that's with China, Bhutan, and Nepal. And in a very strategic position that Sikkim has got its, share of attention from the national government, the union government as well. Being a small state, in the parliament, we are just 2 people representing the entire state of Sikkim, one in Lok Sabha, that I have had the opportunity to represent 2 terms. This is the first year of the second term. And a very senior veteran leader, DT Lepcha sir, he is in Rajya Sabha. It's been, I think, 1 year.
And he was an MLA earlier.
Yeah, he was. But he is a veteran in Sikkim's politics. So I think he has had his experience in state, and now he's in the parliament. So in parliament also, despite, just a single member party, and of course, representing the entire state, we have had our opportunities to, raise the issues concerning to our state, Sikkim. So I don't feel that we have been left behind, but I still feel that Sikkim has such a huge potential that government of India, they have been helping us for last 50 years. And if they help us more, then we can achieve much more than what we have achieved till date.
Okay, we'll come back to that particular point of where the government can help you. Let me get Mr. Lepcha in at this time. And you are also representing the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is ruling in the center, right? So that also gives you a certain, maybe a little more advantage, I don't know. But if you look at 2 or 3 issues that you would like to focus on nationally, that Sikkim wants urgent attention to, what would be those 2 or 3 issues you feel you need to raise?
Thanks for the question. सबसे पहले तो मैं इंडिया टुडे को आंतरिक हृदय से धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि आज इस ओजस्वी सदन में आपने जो मुझे बुलाकर या जो सम्मान आपने दिया उसके लिए धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं। और जिस तरह से आपने अभी बोला कि लोन बीजेपी एमपी, यस दिस इज करेक्ट। इसके लिए मैं सबसे पहले तो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी को मैं आंतरिक हृदय से धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं। साथ में सिक्किम का सम्माननीय मुख्यमंत्री महोदय श्री प्रेम सिंह तामाङ जी को भी मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं।
I love the bonhomie, सबको good relationship।
विशेष करके श्री प्रेम सिंह तामाङ गोले जी के आशीर्वाद से मैं आज यहाँ हूँ। अच्छा, ये मैं खुला आपको बताना चाहता हूँ। और सिक्किम के संदर्भ में आपने जिस तरह से अभी बोला कि 1-2 जटिल जो इशू है, जैसे हमारा एमपी साहब ने बोला, सीनियर एमपी है, 2 बार एमपी लोकसभा से चुने हुए हैं। इसमें सबसे पहले भारत सरकार ने यदि सिक्किम को कोई जटिल इश्यू के लिए मतलब यदि अटेंशन देना है तो सबसे पहले भी ये बात निकल चुका है, सभी ने बताया है कि एक तो कनेक्टिविटी, सबसे पहले तो कनेक्टिविटी है। दूसरा जो एयरपोर्ट का इशू है, अभी जो हमारा सिविल एविएशन का सेक्रेटरी अथवा एडिशनल चीफ सेक्रेटरी CS राव जी ने बताया, ये एयरपोर्ट का इशू, ये सब होने से और रेलवे लिंक ये होने से सिक्किम सचमुच में देश में 1 नंबर स्टेट होगा, इसमें कोई शक नहीं।
वेरी गुड पॉइंट।
स्टेट और सुंदर स्टेट। आपको पता है सिक्किम में जो कानून व्यवस्था है वो सबसे अच्छा है, उधर क्राइम नहीं है, एकदम उधर का जितना भी जो आम जनता है उन लोगों का हॉस्पिटैलिटी बहुत अच्छा है, इस टूरिज्म में बहुत आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। और इसलिए मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि मतलब सिक्किम के लिए जिस तरह से अभी इंडिया गवर्नमेंट ने अतः मोदी जी ने जिस तरह से देख रहे हैं 2014 से अभी तक, जिस तरह से मोदी जी का सरकार आने के बाद, बीजेपी का सरकार आने के बाद जिस तरह से सिक्किम का तरक्की हुआ है, अभी उस हिसाब से ज़्यादा नहीं 2029 तक सिक्किम सचमुच सब कुछ सभी में आगे बढ़ सकता है। इसलिए मैं यही बताना चाहता हूँ कि जिस तरह से हमारा सम्माननीय मुख्यमंत्री है, यंग एंड एनर्जेटिक है और बड़ा डाउन टू अर्थ है, जिस हिसाब से वो काम कर रहे हैं, इससे देश में एक सिक्किम एक नमूना के तौर में ये आगे बढ़ेगा।
Thank you. And very good points you made on connectivity and this thing. Let's come to Sandeep Tambe in the sense that the experiments that you're doing, briefly tell us and how you think it can be replicated elsewhere in the country as well. Please go ahead.
We'll have
you have a little, we do have a nice little video for you all to see.
That everybody understands the context.
Yes. No, please. Can we have the video played, please?
There was a time when glaciers stood tall, rivers flowed steadily, and nature remained undisturbed. Wildlife roamed freely, forests thrived, and communities lived in harmony with their surrounding, relying on the land's natural abundance. Over the years, as cities expanded and forests disappeared, human activities across the world caused temperatures to rise, melting glaciers faster than ever. This disrupted the nature's balance, creating massive, unstable lakes in the mountains. Then came disaster, a glacial flood. A sudden breeze sent torrents of water crashing down, destroying roads, villages, habitats, and livelihood in moments. Wildlife lost their homes, ecosystem fell into imbalance, and vital economic asset of the state, farmlands, forests, and infrastructures were swept away, leaving behind devastation. In order to mitigate the disaster's impact, the state government of Sikkim launched a multifaceted response with approaches like whole government approach, inclusivity, empowering women, the concept of think global, act local, among others. Efforts were made to carry out the work around the sacred glacial lake with utmost sensitivity, taking into consideration the religious belief and custom of local communities. Sikkim has pioneered a 4-step GLOF mitigation approach that mirrors medical diagnostic, remote sensing preliminary checkup, field studies detailed test, mitigation planning treatment plan, and implementation administering treatment for high-risk glacial lakes. Interdisciplinary scientific methods have been deployed to better understand the vulnerable lakes like hydrometeorological study, electrical resistivity tomography, bathymetric investigation, discharge study, slope stability assessment, and GLOF modeling study. Drawing on global experiences from countries like Peru, Nepal, and Bhutan, techniques such as retention structure, siphoning, pumping, controlled breaching of existing channels, artificial open channels, reinforcing terminal moraines, moraine open cut, and dam tunneling could significantly enhance the state's preparedness. The state is actively partnering with central government agencies and experts to reduce the risk from future gulfs. The devastating consequences of climate change are undeniable, but so too is the power of resilience and proactive governance. By learning from the past and working towards a sustainable future, we can mitigate the worst impact of climate change and build a more equitable, secure, and thriving world for all.
Let's give him a warm round of applause for that. And a quick word from you as to how this can be replicable in the rest of the Himalayan nation, Himalayan states and nations, if you want.
Yeah, so as most of you are aware, 2 years back in October 23, there was a massive glacial flood from South Lonak Lake. For those who, most of you may not have seen a glacial flood, just imagine a 20-meter high wall of water with boulders, debris, the size of this platform hurtling down. So all our highways, our bridges, our habitations, our infrastructure, all that got devastated. 2 years back, the state got pushed back in its development trajectory. So the vision that was given to us by the Honorable Chief Minister was, we have 320 glacial lakes in our small state. So how can we protect our infrastructure from future blow-off events? And climate change is a reality now. So glaciers are retreating and new glacial lakes are being formed. Existing glacial lakes are becoming bigger and the risk is there. So not only in Sikkim, across the Himalayas, there are hundreds of lakes which in future may pose a new kind of disaster which we haven't seen. So the South Lonak Glof event was like a wake-up call for the whole nation that this is a new disaster, we are now facing it, and how can we protect Sikkim from this kind of disasters in future. So the Honorable Chief Minister brought a whole of government approach, 6 government departments, 2 central agencies, the academia, 2 authorities, district administration, local communities all got together as one team. And Sikkim is a pioneer now to start assessing the hazard of these lakes, identifying which are the high risk lakes. And as you know, water is the hazard. So can we reduce the amount of water in that lake? Can we create a retention structure so if the flood comes, we can hold the flood waters for some time and discharge the water slowly after that. So these are some of the innovative mitigation measures that are being planned for the first time in the country. And doing any activity is very challenging because you're doing it at 17,000 feet, at high altitudes, at sub-zero temperatures. But the government of Sikkim is very committed that we will demonstrate for the first time in the country how we can do glove risk mitigations. Though we are a small state, we have big dreams of becoming the best in the world in glove risk mitigation.
Very warm round of applause for the work that they're doing. And Arko, you take for the next round of questions. Go ahead. He's our expert, resident expert here on Sikkim. Go ahead.
So my first question would be to the Mr. Honorable MP from Lok Sabha. Indra sir, you and both Mr. D.T. Lepcha as well, the two of you have raised several times in the parliament questions, as Raj sir already had asked, about connectivity. And one of the major questions that you have raised in the parliament is the question of including 12 tribes in the scheduled tribe list. For you people, it is a very important and crucial thing. Where is Sikkim at the moment about identifying and taking this forward, these 12 tribes?
जब सिक्किम 1975 में 22nd स्टेट बना इंडिया का, तो उस टाइम में सिक्किम का इंडिजिनियस जो कम्युनिटीज़, ऑल 3 भूटिया, लेप्चा एंड नेपाली ऑफ सिक्किमिश ओरिजिन, एक साथ में 371F के अंतर्गत प्रोटेक्शन के साथ इंडियन नेशनल्स बने. उसके बाद अभी जो सिक्किम का डेमोग्राफी है, उसमें से भूटिया लेप्चा कम्युनिटीज़, दे हैव बीन ऑलरेडी enlisted in the scheduled tribe. In the later in 2003, लिम्बू और तामांग दो communities को include किया गया. उसके बाद जो left out communities, जो सिक्किम के indigenous population में से 12 ethnic communities को tribal status से वंचित हुआ, उन लोगों को ट्राइबल स्टेटस नहीं मिला। तो सिक्किम स्टेट का बहुत पहले से ही ये डिमांड रहा है कि जो लेफ्ट आउट कम्युनिटीज़ है, लेफ्ट आउट इसलिए कि सिक्किम के जो सारे एथनिक कम्युनिटीज़ में एथनिक कम्युनिटीज़ जो है उनमें से लेफ्ट आउट हुआ है ट्राइबल होने के लिए, क्योंकि वी आर ऑल प्रोटेक्टेड अंडर 371F ऑफ आर्टिकल 371F ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, जिसमें हमारे पुराने लॉज, हमारे पुराने सिक्किम के जितने भी प्रोटेक्शंस के लिए बनाए गए लॉज है वो सब आज भी इन्फोर्स है अकॉर्डिंग टू 371F। तो इसमें से लेफ्ट आउट कम्युनिटीज को ट्राइबल बनाना था, वो आज तक नहीं बन पाए हैं। तो लास्ट 6 years में हमारे गवर्नमेंट ने इसको सीरियसली लिया है। ORGI से ये प्रपोजल्स बार बार रिजेक्ट हुआ, 2-3 बार, एक बार आई थिंक 2017 इफ आई एम राइट, तो 2017 में भी इसको रिजेक्ट किया गया। उसके बाद हमारे सरकार आने के बाद CM साहब के नेतृत्व में अभी एक कमेटी बना है जिसका एथनोग्राफिक रिपोर्ट बनाने की स्टडीज अभी चल रहा है उस कमेटी में। तो एथनोग्राफिक जो रिपोर्ट बन रहा है, ये रिपोर्ट बनने के बाद हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इसको फिर से रिकंसिडर करेंगे, क्योंकि ये इक्विटी की विषय है, ये जस्टिस के विषय है। जिसको ट्राइबल मिलना चाहिए था वो मिला नहीं, पॉलिटिकल कुछ इस तरह का इनजस्टिस हुआ है। तो हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि 12 कम्युनिटी जो लेफ्ट आउट है उनको भी अपना जस्टिस मिलेगा, उनको भी शेड्यूल ट्राइब बनने का पूरा जो हक है ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से मिलेगा। और हमारे गवर्नमेंट भी इसको बार बार सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में हर प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी से, होम मिनिस्टर, ट्राइबल मिनिस्टर, और जहाँ जहाँ भी हम इसको लेकर जाते हैं, CM साहब भी इसी मुद्दे को बार बार उठाते रहे हैं और हम भी पार्लियामेंट में बार बार उठाए हैं, DT साहब ने भी ये सब किया है। तो वी आर ऑप्टिमिस्टिक कि 50 years अभी हुआ है, तो 50 years में तो एटलीस्ट सभी कम्युनिटीज़ को जस्टिस मिलना चाहिए। लिम्बू और तामांग को भी जस्टिस मिलना चाहिए, जो सिक्किम लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली में अभी तक शेड्यूल ट्राइब का सीट अभी तक मिला नहीं है, उनको भी मिलना चाहिए। तो आई थिंक 50 years जब हम कमेमोरेट कर रहे हैं, तो 50 years तक सिक्किम में इसी एथनिक वायलेंस कभी नहीं हुआ। सोशली वी आर वेरी लिबरल। पॉलिटिकल जो जस्टिस मिलना चाहिए, अगर ये जस्टिस भी आज 50 years कमेमोरेशन में मिल जाता है तो आई थिंक सिक्किम में और पीसफुल तो है ही, इसको प्रोलॉन्ग कर सकते हैं हम, इसको और भी पीसफुल बना सकते हैं, और सिक्किम ब्यूटीफुल तो है ही, और सभी कम्युनिटीज के लिए ये जस्टिस भी रहेगा।
मूविंग ऑन टू DT सर, सर मैं आपसे एक थोड़ा अलग सवाल करना चाहूँगा। इन सिक्किम हैज अ वेरी यूनिक केस जहाँ पे when elections happen, as Raj sir was mentioning, the SKM and the BJP, they fight against as political contenders. But when once the election is over, the contention, the opposition is no more there. You act like a group, you act like a team, you function like a team in the national, in the parliament as well and in the state as well. This is a very unique case of very, harmonious living, जो रेस्ट ऑफ द नेशन में शायद नहीं है। आप उसके बारे में आप थोड़ा बताइए।
सबसे पहले तो ये यूनिकनेस के बारे में क्रेडिट गोज टू आवर ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर श्री प्रेम सिंह गोले साहब, क्योंकि उसकी वजह से जिस तरह से सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के साथ रिलेशन रख के वो काम कर रहे हैं स्टेट के लिए, इसका क्रेडिट गोले साहब को जाता है, चीफ मिनिस्टर को जाता है। क्योंकि जिस तरह से आज मुझे MP बनाया BJP का, एक स्टेट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का बीच में एक माध्यम, एक क्या बोलते ब्रिज की तरह, उस हिसाब से हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। और जिस तरह से अभी प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जी जिस तरह से हमारा चीफ मिनिस्टर को जिस तरह से उसको कॉन्फिडेंट पे लेकर वो काम कर रहे हैं, तो इससे लगता है कि मतलब सिक्किम में जो कुछ भी समस्याएं हैं, जो चाहे पॉलिटिकल हो चाहे सोशल हो, जो भी हो, आने वाले दिन में जरूर ये सॉल्व होगा, जरूर ये समस्या का समाधान होगा, मुझे ऐसा लगता है। क्योंकि जिस तरह से हमारा चीफ मिनिस्टर काम कर रहे हैं अभी देश राज्य के लिए, राज्यवासियों के लिए, जिस तरह से हमारा एमपी साहब ने बोला, अभी 50 इयर्स का ये चल रहा है। अभी अभी सुबह हमारा चीफ मिनिस्टर ने बोला कि 29 को प्राइम मिनिस्टर आ रहे हैं, तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर सिक्किम में आना, इसका मतलब ये है कि जरूर हम लोगों को आशीर्वाद देंगे, हम लोग ये चाहते हैं। इसलिए सिक्किम का जनता, सिक्किम का पब्लिक जो भी है बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर जरूर आशीर्वाद देगा। अभी तो सिक्किम का लोग भी बोलने लगे हैं कि मोदी जी है तो मुमकिन है, बोलने लगे हैं। अभी मोदी साहब का जो मन की बात है, पहले तो हमारे सिक्किम के कोने कोने के लोग गाना सुनते थे नेपाली, अभी मन की बात सुनने लगे हैं। इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि मोदी साहब जिस तरह से सिक्किम के लिए सोच रहे हैं, जरूर आने वाले दिन में ये सब समस्या समाधान होगा।
Mr. Tambe, as we saw in the video, would you had also mentioned to me earlier that there other states governments have also like spoken to you, and you have also sent the report at the central level, and the center is looking into it. How do the other Himalayan states, which may also face such risks, replicate what you are doing in Sikkim?
Yeah, so there is a National Disaster Management Authority at the Government of India level. So as per its assessment, there are 189 high-risk lakes across the Himalayas. 40 of them are in Sikkim. So when the other states also saw the kind of impact that a BLOF can do, for example, Sikkim is a small state. Our annual budget is like 16,000 crores. The one glacial flood event in one night, it caused a direct impact of 18,000 crores. So when other states saw that kind of economic impact that glacial flood can do, and they also have those high-risk lakes, they are all in partnership with Sikkim. They are coming to us, they are learning from us what kind of studies have to be done, how do you assess the susceptibility of a lake. After that, how do you understand which lake you have to intervene, which lake you have to just wait and watch for some more time.
Which are the states that has come
Yeah,
to
so
you?
Himachal Pradesh is learning from us, Uttarakhand is learning from us, Arunachal Pradesh has approached us already to guide them. So in many ways, the studies that we are doing, the synthesis of knowledge that we are developing, the policies that has been made by the government, and the mitigation plans. So these are being developed by Sikkim for the first time across the Himalayas. So in many ways, we, because of our experience, and we were like the first responder to the disaster, we are naturally the leaders now. And in terms of the studies, in terms of the science that has been created, in terms of the policies that the government has made, the mitigation plans that we have made, which we'll be implementing. So we are, whatever we are doing is for the first time. So from our experiences, many states and many countries, Nepal and Bhutan, will also learn from us.
Good. I think there's a good round of questions. We've got about 7 minutes left. So we are celebrating Sikkim's 50 years. And you all, particularly you, will look at another 25 years and possibly the chief ministership for you as well at some point. But if you had to take a leadership role and looked at, say, the 10-year perspective, what would be the 4 or 5 things you would say immediately you would like to start now so that Sikkim prospers then?
See, in number of panel discussions, we have already discussed about the accessibility that we have today and what we aspire to have in the future. So first thing is accessibility that we are not satisfied. We want a better accessibility, better infrastructure. We look ahead to have good connectivity where people can, even without incentive, they can come and, invest and create jobs for the skilled personalities in Sikkim. We look ahead to have very good institutions, both educational and other institutions, whichever is required. You won't believe that in only after, only in 2007, even the founding vice chancellors are here, we got one central university.
Oh.
So we merged into the Indian Union in 1975, and having a central university in only 2007, that means we had to struggle for more than 3 decades to have one central university. And after having that central university, within a time span of 1 decade, that we have had enough, quite a number of PhDs who could join higher education,
Right.
colleges, and teach our youngsters. There are few personalities who have made their deep impact in the field of research, not only in social science research, but also in core sciences, research in the core sciences as well. So we aspire to have a global, institutions of global standing, which can help us generate more human resources, who
Excellent.
can lead us in all the fields. We want leaders in corporate sector as well. We want leaders in academia as well. We want a good leaders, better than us, in political field as well, who can understand more than us, who can understand things that future desires. So these are the things, institutions, we would like to have good institutions. We'd also like to, I have urged time and again the central government to look into the issues which is actually specific to the Himalayan region, where Dr. Tambe is working on. Because, I have said them bluntly, I have said many times in the parliament, that the entire flooding situation that you are having in the plains is somewhere from the Himalayas. And why do you forget that?
Right. Good point.
So when you have a flooding, you have the helicopters to go, you have ministers to go there, and you see the misery that happens because of the flooding.
Right.
But if you don't work on mitigating the point where this flood has started, then there is no meaning going around. So the Himalayan region is one such region from which we have all the freshwater sources. We have many issues that we are facing right now in the Himalayas. So we also focus on sustainable development. We feel that whatever development we do today should sustain for the future generations, as well as we have borrowed this earth. So we should leave this earth greener than what we have,
You've really
taken.
made a good case for yourself, given a vision which we look forward for you to implement in the next 10 years.
Thank you.
Arko, why don't you ask Mr. Lepcha your question?
I would like to repeat the same question, sir. जैसे 50 years हो रहा है आपका, अगले like the government has already made a time capsule. अगर जो like 50 years बाद खोला जाएगा for the posterity, messages आप सबसे लिया जाएगा. अगर जो message आप देना चाहते हो for the posterity, like 5 things that Sikkim and the central government should work on to make Sikkim a better place for the Sikkimese people and also for the tourists probably.
जिस तरह से आपने बोला, ये 50 इयर्स बाद के लिए अभी के प्रेजेंट गवर्नमेंट काम करने के लिए, इसमें मैं अपने तरफ से बात रखना चाहता हूं कि मतलब गवर्नमेंट कर रहा है, लेकिन अभी का यंग जनरेशन है ना, उन लोग भी थोड़ा मतलब पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए. विशेष करके अभी का यंग जनरेशन जो है, जो पढ़ा लिखा भाई बहन है, उन लोगों को मोटिवेट करने के लिए बड़ा ये थोड़ा सा जहीं भी हो, नॉट ओनली इन सिक्किम, जहीं भी हो, मतलब इसमें थोड़ा दिक्कतें आते हैं. जैसे हम लोग टूरिज्म की बात करते हैं, होम स्टे की बात करते हैं. अभी जैसे इन लोग जैसे वाइट कलर जॉब, सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट जॉब के तरफ उन लोग जाते हैं. उसके अलावा मतलब उन लोगों को अपना प्रोफेशन में अथवा प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए उन लोगों को मोटिवेट करने के लिए थोड़ा टाइम तो लगेगा ही, लेकिन मुझे मालूम है, मुझे लगता है क्योंकि आने वाले दिन में जरूर मतलब ये सफल होंगे. क्योंकि सिक्किम ऐसा राज्य है जहाँ पीसफुल राज्य है, उधर शांति है, उधर कोई क्राइम नहीं है, नंबर 1. नंबर 2 क्या है, उधर जो छोटा स्टेट होने की वजह से, पॉपुलेशन कम होने की वजह से उधर कोई ऐसा मतलब क्राइम अभी तक हुआ नहीं है. इसलिए मुझे लगता है आने वाले दिन में मतलब जरूर सिक्किम आगे बढ़ेगा. और जिस तरह से सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट सिक्किम को देख रहे हैं, सिक्किम के डेवलपमेंट के लिए जिस तरह से काम कर रहे हैं, और 2014 से अभी मतलब आने वाले दिन में और से सिक्किम आगे बढ़ेगा.
Sir, if your project is already a very forward-looking project. You're working to save the lakes as well as the property and the people downstream. Where do you see this project, or do you have any other projects in mind which could benefit Sikkim in the next few years?
Yeah, so this project has taken off, but we still have to create an impact on the ground. And one thing I'm confident about this project is it is going to sustain. Why I say that is because it is a make in Sikkim model. Our Sikkim geographers, our glaciologists, our hydrologists, our engineers, our managers, our ecologists have actually made this model and they are going to implement it. So I'm sure that if you have a make in Sikkim model, that model will evolve, it will innovate, and others will come and learn from us. So the main thing that I wanted to demonstrate in this project on the behalf of government is that typically when you talk of Northeast, you say it's a very beautiful place, people are very hospitable, nature is very beautiful. So through this project, we want to show that in science and technology also, we can create an example for the nation from the Northeast.
Excellent. And let's give our three panelists a very warm round of applause for what they've spoken. Indra Subba, DT Lepcha, and Sandeep Tambe. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.